Hey everyone, it's Cass on Transform Your Life, and I have been getting messages from my spiritual team to share a story. Start this video out by sharing a story with everyone about a conversation that went down between myself and a person from my recent past. Long story short, somebody from my recent past, let's see, it was over the course of about 2.5 months. I spent almost every day. I spent time with this person almost every day over the course of a 2.5 month time period. And toward the end of this time period, this man that I had been spending time with, I remember him looking me in the eyes one day, and he said, "I hope whoever gets to be with you deserves you." And I said, "Well, I know whoever it is, they're going to have to work for it." Now, I share this story because, and I'm being guided to be more vulnerable about my own personal life and use it as a teaching tool. So in my experiences with, crossing paths with other people, no matter their gender, whatever their gender, and right now I'm being guided to speak on men in particular, what ends up happening, because I'm still doing my own healing work, right? I'm still addressing my core beliefs, my wounds. This is a lifelong process of transformation, right? So recently, and in the last while, when I cross paths with men, what they end up telling me is, "I don't deserve you. I'm not good enough for you." Things of that nature, right? Because they'll look at me and they'll say, "I'm not as strong as you. I'm not as capable of doing what you're doing. I'm not as capable of doing and putting all the work in that you have put in. I've got a broken wing, or I've got a couple broken wings. I've got a lot of wounds. I've got a lot of trauma." And what my spiritual team guided me to say in this video is, they encouraged me to tell everybody that, share some more about my story and let everyone know that I wasn't always like this, obviously, but apparently people think that I'm just like this, and that I've had everything handed to me, that my life has been easy. Haven't been through a lot. Things come easy to me. And so I want to share that I was not always this strong. I was not always this resilient, right? I had to get my ass in the spiritual gym and work every day. When I was really weak, I started off, metaphorically speaking, very physically weak, right? If we're gonna use this gym metaphor right now, I started off having no experience in the spiritual gym, right? I started off as a child so shy, so scared, so terrorized from the abuse I went through, that when myself and my family would go out, say to like a fast food restaurant, I was too afraid to walk up to the counter and ask an employee for ketchup for my French fries. Because back then, they didn't have, like, some of the fast food restaurants didn't have ketchup dispensers or whatever to get it yourself. You had to go, some of the fast food places, you had to walk up and ask employees for ketchup and things like that. And I was terrified to even just ask for something that I needed as a child, okay? This was how terrified I was. I was most of the time too afraid to speak. I couldn't stand up straight. I had very poor posture. I was hunched over because of the abuse I was going through day in and day out. Couldn't stand up straight, couldn't speak up and ask for what I needed. I was terrified. Society looks at children like this and they're like, oh, they're just shy. No, they're not shy. They're being abused. And fast forward to about, what year was it? Back in 2013, I want to say it was. I started to get my ASS in the spiritual gym. I started to become aware of what it would take for me energetically to move into an energy where I could experience a very magical life, an amazing relationship, a successful, financially prosperous life, a beautiful life where I could experience friendships and connections and soul family that fulfilled me and nourished me, right? I had to start becoming aware of what I had to do in order to move into a spiritual energy, to develop strength, right? Because I wasn't always this strong. I have men tell me all the time, I'm not strong enough to do this. I'm too wounded. I feel like you don't understand me because you're so strong. You don't understand what it's like to somehow you've responded to everything that you've lived through with all this strength. And I'm here to tell you, I had to build my strength. I wasn't born fully with the amount of strength I have now. I was not born this way. Yes, I was extremely strong to survive what I lived through, but I had to keep building it to come out of the manifestation of what the people around me conditioned me to be like, which is somebody who couldn't even speak to ask for ketchup at the counter. Someone who couldn't even stand up straight. Who had her head down all the time like this. I had to go. As an adult, when I was going through my spiritual awakening, I made a commitment to go to the spiritual gym every day. No matter how hard it was, every moment of anguish I used as an opportunity. I decided to look at my moments of my darkest moments and the moments where I experienced the most anguish to get in the spiritual gym. And I didn't have a spotter when I was working to bench press weights. First, I started off barely being able to lift the metaphorical bar above my head. I had no one there to help me. This is how I'm as strong as I am today, because I started off at ground zero. And I took every opportunity, even when people kept adding weight to the bar when I wasn't ready to add more weight. I kept pushing up the bar. Even though I was down on the metaphorical bench, crying, yelling, I can't get this weight above. I can't get this weight up. And my spiritual team was like, yes, you can. Keep pushing. You can get the weight up. I took every opportunity to build my strength instead of succumbing to the feeling of, I can't do this. I'm not this strong. And when it comes to developing our spiritual strength, this is the area we have to push in. I'm not talking about physically pushing yourself when you're sick or mentally ill. I'm talking about developing spiritual strength. This is the time when it's appropriate to push yourself spiritually, to energetically in the moment say, I can do this. I wasn't always like this. I had to keep working to push the bar up above me and get the reps in over and over and over and over again. I did this in baby steps, and every time I took a step forward to develop my strength, I got stronger and stronger and stronger, even though I have my own broken wings and I have my own wounds. I'm not different than anybody out there. I'm not different. But I continued to attempt to push the bar up. I don't know if I'm using the right gym terminology, because I am not in the gym all the time at the moment. So I'm working towards that. That's something I'm working towards. That's something that I want to accomplish, is to get back into the physical gym, right? Because I'm working to fully heal from my chronic fatigue so I can go to the gym. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And I am, because I always get what I want, because it's all about my mindset. I don't succumb to feelings that come up when I feel like in a moment I'm not strong enough. I override that bullshit and I say, no, I am strong enough. Even in the times where I had masses of people watching me suffer, watching me working to push this bar up over my head, and I'm in tears. And then also I had masses of people add extra weight, metaphorically adding extra weight onto my bar, and I kept pushing. I didn't let these networks of people stop me from my mission, stop me from being able to create a magical life that I want to experience. I didn't say, oh, I'm not worthy of this person. I'm not deserving of this person. I got my ASS in the spiritual gym and I worked to become worthy of what I wanted. It's a choice. I worked to become deserving. I worked to become strong. And that's why I'm still single right now, because I know what I deserve. And if somebody doesn't live up to it, I'm going to wait until somebody wakes up and gets into action and starts doing the work to deserve me. All you women out there that I know about that are gossiping about me, and you think you're successful because you're in a relationship, and you think I'm not successful because I'm single. Newsflash, I'm the successful one. Because I didn't jump on the first, second, third, or 400 dicks that came my way and rode the dick, acting from my internal desperation, acting from a feeling of that I don't want to be alone. I need other people. I need a man in this moment, or I'm meaningless to society. No, I took the time, I've taken the time to learn how to heal from my codependency and my narcissism, so that I can actually create a healthy relationship. Everything that society is glorifying, everything that society is constituting as success is not success, because no one's done the healing work to actually create healthy relationships. So what's happening? Everybody's coming together in states of dis-ease, creating more disease, breaking down further and further together into more and more states of dis-ease, and everyone's aging. I'm hearing the phrase, everyone's rotting, sinking rapidly into a state of decay together. I'm not gonna do that for all you women out there who are talking shit about me because I'm single, as if having a man on your arm, regardless of how dysfunctional the relationship is a set of criteria that equates to success. No, it doesn't. Health equates to success. Someone who is reversing the aging process equates to success. Someone who's patient, like me, who does the work like me, to heal like me, someone who is willing to sacrifice and be in solitude so that they can energetically, vibrationally line up with what they want. That is success. It's not instant gratification. It's not instant gratification that's successful. It's not people who are coming together as a couple, whatever your sexual orientation, whatever your gender, that does not equate to success. What equates to success is a relationship between people who nourish each other, who are bringing energies of equal give and take, who bring energy that is able to fuel each other. It's a energy that manifests a law of circulation, not a law of depletion that leads to the aging process and disease. No, your relationship does not qualify you as successful. I don't let other people dictate my actions for me. Excuse the crudeness, but I don't dick ride I don't go and dick ride my family the traditions that I came from, the culture that I came from. What do I mean by that? I do what I want to do. I live for me. Because it's not possible to live for other people. It's not possible to live for your family and do what they want you to do. Date who they want you to date. Live the life that they want you to live. Because you're going to end up dying in disease when you do that. You're going to end up aging. I don't dick ride my family and the culture and the religion that I came from. I developed the courage to say no. I'm stepping into an energy of healthy independence, of healthy individuation. I don't need you to dictate my actions for me. I don't need to consult you when it comes to the decisions that I am making for myself. It's none of your fucking business. Now, if you were healthy and you're reversing the aging process like me, and you actually have the credentials to prove to me that you're doing that, maybe I would come and have conversation with you. But you're not doing that. No one is on this planet. So I got on my own I went off on my own. I make my own decisions for my own happiness. I learned how to trust myself and my own decisions, and this takes time. This takes getting in the spiritual gym and going in there and lifting the weights every single day so that you're strong enough to cut family and people off who are trying to control you and dictate your life because they don't want you to be healthy because they're not. It takes practice saying no. I'm not here to get your permission around how I'm going to live my life, who I'm going to date. I'm doing what's best for me. And if you're going to dick ride your family and your friends by only caring about what they think instead of taking action that is in alignment with your highest good and the highest good of everyone around you, then you don't deserve what comes for someone who gets in the spiritual gym every day. You don't deserve it because you're not doing the work. It's like someone who builds a multi-million-dollar business. If someone doesn't do the work to build a multi-million-dollar business, then they don't deserve, they're not entitled to somebody coming up to them and handing them millions of dollars. It's the same thing with relationship. It's the same thing with friendship. It's the same thing with every area of life. You have to get in the spiritual gym and do the work to become strong in spite of your broken wings, in spite of your wounds, so that you can create for yourself what you desire, because that's what it comes down to. You're not going to get what you desire unless you do the work and you get your ASS in the spiritual gym every single day. And you develop a strength, baby step by baby step, to tell everyone they don't dictate your life, and you move into an energy where you practice trusting yourself so you can get to the point where you don't have to go to your family and friends to ask for their opinions. That is codependency. And it's narcissism at the same time, because you haven't developed enough self-esteem and self-trust to know what's good for you and just act on it. You don't need other people's permission. They trained you to be that way so that they can keep you in a state of imprisonment the rest of your life. They don't have your best interest at heart. I don't know who needs to hear this. No, I know every motherfucker on this planet needs to hear this right now. Your family doesn't have your best interests at heart. If you think that, you need to wake up. Wake up. Your family doesn't have your best interests at heart. Because they haven't done the work to release their sense of control over you. Anyone who is aging is a manifestation of someone who hasn't done the work to heal from their codependency and release their unhealthy levels of narcissism. Excuse the, I'm shaking right now because I had a couple cups of coffee earlier today, and sometimes it makes me jittery, so I apologize if the visual is shaky. I'm sorry, you guys. I keep hearing the phrase, stop dick riding your family and friends. Stop dick riding your family and friends. Live for you. Get in the spiritual gym and develop your own sense of individuation, where you're coming out of the traditions of your fathers. You're going through this awakening. You're questioning the culture around you. You're coming out of those traditions. And you're creating your own authentic life. What makes you happy, not what your family and friends are trying to control you into doing, because they don't want you to break free from the prison. When you can see this clearly, you can finally get to the place where you're like, fuck you, I can't believe you were trying to keep me in a prison. Really? My own mother, my own father, my own siblings? Oh, hell no, this is not going down. You're not keeping me in this prison. Stop letting them keep you in your prison. Break free. Cut the umbilical cord. Learn what it means to set boundaries with family who is enmeshed. Start looking up enmeshment so that you can go through a beautiful metamorphosis and transform into a beautiful butterfly where your skin will be glowing and you'll be healthy and you'll feel liberated. Stop letting people control you. Stop letting you control you. Stop telling yourself that you're not strong enough. Stop telling yourself that you're not good enough. You are a god. Do you understand that? You are a god. You can create anything that you want. You are a god. Period. Period. You are a god. You are full of magic. You are full of wonder. You are full of pleasure. And you can create whatever you want in spite of your broken wings and your wounds, because you can mend them, you can repair them, you can heal them. No matter what you've lived through, no matter what you have lived through, you can overcome anything. You can build any level of strength that you desire. It doesn't matter. If you're afraid, you can conquer the fear. So this is what I have been guided to share with everyone today. I want to remind you to stop dick riding your family and friends and the people around you in your culture, meaning stop carrying hold on, let me rephrase this, because I understand it's not that simple to just stop caring about what your family and friends think of you. Stop allowing their opinions, their words, their actions to dictate your actions. It's gonna take time to work through caring about what your family and friends think and what's going to happen if I leave my family's culture behind, the culture of my friends behind. This takes time to work through, but as you're working through it, stop letting them dictate your actions, dictate your happiness. You can't play the victim to everyone and everything and every scenario in your life. You have to start getting into action and affirming that you're strong enough to break away from people, places, and things that don't have your best interests at heart, including your own internal beliefs, your own internal thought processes. And say, no, I'm a God. I'm a God-like being. I am magical. I am powerful beyond my wildest dreams. I can do and create whatever I desire. I can create courage to right my wrongs, to create ownership in my life, to do whatever it is that I desire to do that I'm afraid of doing right now. I can create courage. I can create strength. I can do whatever I desire in time if I put in the work. If I get to the spiritual gym and I start lifting these weights. So that's what I have to share with everyone today, and I will continue in the next video.